We're in the end game now.
Stop never through all that's happening.
Okay, so if you saw my last video, basically what it was is just a little parody making fun of people who claim that everything is Reddit. You know, those types of annoying people who you say, hey, you know, there's this thing I like, and then they interrupt you and they say, oh, that's Reddit, you're not allowed to like it, right? And, you know, like, the thing about it is that I just want to say this, alright? Let me ask you something. What is Reddit? Seriously, not the website Reddit, but the archetype of being Reddit. When you point to anything, you call it Reddit. I want to hear you define that. You know, I want to hear you define something that's Reddit and explain how it's Reddit. Because that just doesn't make any sense. How you're gonna point to someone and tell them that their interests are quote-unquote Reddit, right? And it's not even just things that people like, but also things that people don't like. Like, let's say hypothetically, if you don't like Christianity, they say, oh, that's Reddit. If you don't like Christianity, that immediately means you're an atheist, therefore that's Reddit. Now, one archetype of being Reddit that I've noticed that's pretty consistent is atheism, right? Now, here's the thing. I hate Christianity, but I'm not an atheist. Everyone seems to think that I'm an atheist, but I'm not. I'm Jewish, and I also believe in Gnosticism as well, too. So, no, I'm not an atheist. And a matter of fact, the reason why I hate Christianity as much as I do isn't because I don't believe that it exists. Granted, there are certain parts of Christianity that I believe are bullshit, but at the same time, there are parts of Christianity that I also think did happen, but also I see as worrying, right? And the thing about it is that when it comes to all this stuff about, you know, atheism and that nonsense, I just want to say this, right? Reddit atheism isn't the only thing on Reddit, right? And I'm gonna show you guys that Christianity is also Reddit. That's right. If you're a Christian, you're a Redditor, and I'm gonna prove it. Alright, test. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is my second time recording this, because the first time I recorded, the audio was all fucked up, and so I had to fix it, but whatever. So, yeah, here we are on Reddit. Yes, the dreaded Reddit. The place where all the Redditors go, I guess. And basically, the thing about it is that, you know, I'm on here looking up Christianity on Reddit to prove to everyone that Christianity is Reddit. But everyone calls everything Reddit. They're all like, well, that's Reddit. This is Reddit. It's all bad. It's all evil. But Christianity, right here, has a subreddit, and it has the exact same fucking talking points in it that every other fucking, you know, Christian that I ever talked to says. Now, we're not going to scroll through the... Actually, hold on. Let's look at newest. Let's see what if they made any... Let's see. Yeah, no. This is all just normal stuff. Some of these is like Christians questioning their own faith, and I assume that, you know, hold on. Let's see. Okay, some of these don't even have comments. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you see, now you have it where, like, people are trying to... Look at this entire comment section here. They're all now trying to prove him that Christianity exists. If If Reddit was all atheists, then why do you have all these Christians on Reddit? You know? Let's see, what else? Um, oh, here we go. The Easter Bunny. Oh my God. That's it. Yeah, now they're trying to make a whole fucking thing about the Easter Bunny, an entire, like, a moral panic. Yeah. Some people are calling it satanic. Oh God. Well, some people are saying, "Oh, I don't think the Easter Bunny is magic, but if he was, then he'd be satanic." God, this shit is fucking retarded. Yeah. Let's see. Um, we're 2 minutes in here. Let's continue looking at the front page a little bit more. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. You see, this is the same thing again. You got Christians in the replies whenever anyone's skeptical trying to defend their shit. This always happens in this subreddit. And it's in other subreddits too. I just picked this one in particular because it's like the biggest one. So, yeah, like Christians exist on here. Are they all of a sudden evil Redditors because they use Reddit? Does the Reddit like equal out their Christianity? Like, what's going on here? Like, it's so fucking weird. All right, now let's look up the juicy stuff. All right, lust. Let's see. Catholic. Oh, yep. Battling homosexual lust. Yep. This is why I fucking hate Christianity, because like they talk about how they're being persecuted and all this shit when they're the ones doing the persecuting every single time. Oh, it's a video again. Okay, let's see. Now let's listen to this for a little bit. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but we'll watch enough to where we can understand what's going on here. So yeah. All right. Well, it's loading. It's taking too long to load. I don't want this entire portion of the recording to be waiting for that to load. So I might probably watch that another time. Let's see. All right, what's this? Just had a. Oh my God! Oh, suspicious. This is evil. Bro, shut the fuck up. No one fucking gives a shit. Like, there are actual fucking, illustrations out there that do real harm, like Wojaks and shit. You complain about this fucking, you know, this, what is this? Like, softcore pornography? Oh, it's so bad. It's gonna destroy the world. Yeah, you have soy jacks over here actually doing that. It's fucking retarded. Yeah. See. So now you got people calling it dishonorable. Yeah, like you have some actual like quote unquote rational. I say quote unquote because you're not really rational if you're Christian, but quote unquote rational Christians being all like, oh, just ignore it, right? And honestly, like, I feel like more Christians should hold that ideology, just ignore it, because of the fact that, there's so many moral panics caused by Christianity. Like the one that they just embarrassed themselves in recently that they lost, which I'll talk about in another video. But, yeah. Like that one opened up oh. Oh! Wait, hold on, wait. Before we get to this one, let's get to this one. Okay. Okay. Let's see. This is another video, and it's short too. Okay. Let's see. If this one doesn't load, I'll just open it up on. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna watch this and whatever. This one is more interesting to me. Is dating inherently lustful? Oh God. Yeah. So okay, so some people you see, okay. So here's the thing, right? You have like these Christians. No. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now I'm starting to see something here. Because you have some Christians who are like actually like reasonable, you know, actually wanting to like make, you know, distinctions between what is and what isn't lust, right? Then you have the ones that follow everything in the Bible to a T that think like this. Because, yeah, like the thing about it is that there are Christians out there that I've met that think that everything is lust. There's this one person I know that I already made a video about. His name is Funky, by the way, right? He did this thing where like he constantly hops into voice chats and he always goes on these long monologues about why Fooly Cooley is evil and it's a gateway show to lust. He got all these different people on his side, and they were all harassing me, and it was horrible, right? And like, yeah, that was like a big Christian moral panic at the time. Uh, but yeah, let's see. Okay, here's another one. I have a problem with lust. Let's see. He's, so let's see. So we got people talking about this stuff, and okay. So again, like so are these specific Christians that have rational thought that use their Christian beliefs combined with what is actually reasonable? Are they considered Reddit? It's the idea of being Reddit, being a rational human being. Is that what's so evil and bad because it goes against God and the Bible? Because I've seen a lot of people who are openly anti-science who are Christian and who are all like, "Oh, if you believe in science, you're going to hell." How seen like public figures like Candace Owens try to claim that dinosaurs didn't exist because, oh well, evolution and that's evil. Like this is the exact type of shit that I'm talking about. So yeah, so okay. So basically the whole thing about this video in particular was that this was kind of an experiment, right? To see if Christianity is considered Reddit, which apparently it is, and also B, what makes someone quote unquote Reddit, right? And I think I figured it out, and I am horrified. Okay, so yes, there were a lot of crazy people on that subreddit who were saying the same stuff that a lot of these Christians say about lust and all this nonsense, right? But there were some Christians out there, and yes, Christians who were kind of trying to add a more rational side to the whole thing, which is interesting. However, the thing about it is that are those Christians, despite being Christian, all of a sudden Reddit now because they're using rational thought? Because the thing about it is that, like I said before, I've seen people talk about how believing science and facts and all that stuff is apparently Reddit, and if not that, then just straight up evil. And when I hear stuff like that, it makes me really conflicted about how we're handling things in the modern world because of the fact that these people think that when it comes to advancements in science and progress in helping people, they think that that's evil because it goes against the Bible, even though I personally think that it's the other way around. I think that with science helping people when it comes to curing cancer and diseases and, helping the human race be able to, continue their journey into enlightenment, whether it be on Earth or anywhere else, thanks to space travel, like with stuff like that, like you may make the argument that, oh, well, that's evil and unnatural because that's not what God intended. But if God really intended us to all die and just go extinct, man, I feel like that's a very evil God because he wants to kill all of us, right? But regardless of what the point is, right? I just want to make something clear that, people who think that advancements in scientific technology is evil, these are the same people that are, regressionists, right? They like to regress back into where things were when the Bible was actually written. And that is really bad because a lot of the luxuries that we have now would be taken away from us. And these people could point to all their fucking 7 deadly sins and fucking 10 commandments and their fucking nonsense all they want, but it's not going to change the fact that what we have now is better than what we had back then, right? And what we'll continue to have later on in the future may or may not continue to get better depending on if, governments cave into these people's desires. And yes, these are ultimately desires at the end of the day. And honestly, I feel like that when it comes to these people making desires to make the world a worse place, like, if I'm being honest, that in and of itself is what, I personally think quantifies as a bad desire. But no, these people think that all desire is bad, which makes it even worse because they're desiring something still. So, yeah, like, honestly, I'm just gonna sit here and say this. Like, I don't get why you people want to make the world a worse place. What? So we'll be more comfortable dying? Like, okay, well, what's gonna happen when someone commits suicide because the world is such a horrible place? Like, what? Like, are you gonna say that they're evil too? Because I've heard that suicide is apparently a sin and could get you sent to hell as well. So I don't understand where all this is coming from. So yeah, now you're starting to watching this. You start to understand where I'm coming from. Oh. And if you don't, well, you're lost. So yeah, all right, see ya.